You know, they all thought you'd break. Yeah, every single one of them. It's funny to me how people like to play God, deciding who's worth what, who deserves a chance, and who's better left crawling on the ground, scraping for scraps. They talk big, act like they've got the rule book to life. But here's the truth, kid. They wanted you small, 'cause they're scared of what you'd become if you stood tall. They don't get it. They don't know what it's like to have the world laugh in your face, to look at you with those pity-filled eyes, to hand you a role and say, "This is all you'll ever be." But you've been seeing right through them, haven't you? You're not blind to their little games. The world's got this funny way of knocking us down and then blaming us for staying there. They don't understand the weight you've been carrying. They think you're weak just 'cause you stumble. They act like they've got it all figured out, like life's some neat little puzzle they solved long ago. But what they don't know, what they'll never understand, is that every single crack in your armor, every scar, every tear, it's been fuel. It's been the fire keeping you alive in the dark when nobody else was around. Here's what they don't want you to know. They're just as lost, just as messed up, just as afraid. But they cover it up with fancy clothes, big words, and fake smiles. It's all a mask, a lie, to keep you in the shadows. And every time you rise, every time you get back up, it scares them. Because deep down, they know they could never survive the things you've been through. Look at you. They wanted you small, but here you are, standing in front of me with fire in your eyes. And that fire, it came from all the times you've been burned. Every time you got shoved down, every lie they told you, every time you doubted yourself, it all turned into fuel. You turned pain into power. That's what they don't understand. They think pain breaks people, but you're living proof that it can make you unstoppable. People hate what they can't control, what they don't understand. They see you going after things they could never reach, breaking chains they don't even know they're wearing, and it drives them insane. So they call you crazy. They call you out of line. They try to make you question everything about yourself, hoping you'll shrink, hoping you'll stop shining so damn bright. But here's the kicker. You don't need anyone's permission to be great. They made a mistake when they thought they could break you. See, most people, they get crushed by the weight of other people's opinions. They let themselves be molded, shaped into some version that's acceptable, that fits into some neat little box society made for them. But not you. Oh no, you're too wild for that. You refuse to settle, to fit into their tiny, sad definition of what a person should be. You want more. You deserve more. And that's why they're afraid of you. Here's a truth they'll never tell you. Strength isn't in never falling. It's in getting up, over and over, even when it hurts. Even when you're so damn tired, you feel like you've got nothing left. But you keep going. You're not built like them. You've been through hell and back, and you've seen the worst of what life can throw at you. So what can they possibly do to you now? What words, what judgment, what rejection could ever hurt you more than you've already hurt? They don't get it. You've made friends with your demons. They're part of you now, pushing you forward when nobody else believes in you. They'll call you heartless, ruthless, maybe even a monster for refusing to play by their rules. But listen to me. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing wrong is that you dared to dream, dared to believe. You could be something more than what they wrote down in their little script for you. They wanted you in the background, living a life so small, so quiet. It'd be like you were never here. But you're making noise. You're waking up. And the louder you get, the more they'll try to silence you. But don't you dare give them the satisfaction. Remember this. Every great story, every legend, every hero had people who doubted them, people who tried to bury them. But they didn't stop. They didn't give in. They took every insult, every setback, every loss, and they turned it into something unstoppable. That's what you're doing. And yeah, it's lonely sometimes. Yeah, it hurts. But the path to greatness was never meant to be easy. It's meant to tear you apart, to test you, to see if you're worthy of the strength you say you want. And you're proving every day that you're worthy. They wanted you small, but look at you now. You're bigger than their doubts, stronger than their words, braver than their judgments. And maybe they'll never understand. Maybe they'll keep whispering behind your back, keep throwing stones, keep trying to drag you down. But the truth is, they don't matter. Not a single one of them. The only thing that matters is you. Standing up for yourself. Standing tall. Refusing to let anyone dim that fire burning inside you. You know, there's something twisted about people. They'll walk around with their heads held high, acting like they've got it all together, like they're untouchable. But they've all got secrets, fears, insecurities, hiding right under the surface. They point fingers at you to distract themselves from the mess inside their own heads. They laugh at your dreams, 'cause deep down, they're afraid to chase their own. They call you crazy, 'cause they don't have the guts to break free, to push against the cage they're in. You've been through the kind of things that would make them crumble. But here you are, still breathing, still fighting. And that scares them. Oh, it terrifies them, because they know they could never survive what you've been through. But you've got scars that tell stories. eyes that have seen too much, and a heart that refuses to give up. They call it weakness, but we both know that's where your strength comes from. You're built different, and that's why they hate you. They'd love nothing more than to see you give up, to watch you fold under the pressure, to see you settle for a life that's comfortable, predictable, and safe. But comfort is the enemy of growth, and you were never meant for an average life. You weren't put on this earth to live quiet, to fit in, to make other people comfortable. You were born to stand out, to make waves, to shake things up. And the second you realize that, the second you stop caring what they think, that's when you become unstoppable. See, they're afraid of people like you, people who don't back down, who don't play by their rules. You've got this fire, this hunger that scares them, 'cause they know they could never match it. They don't have the resilience you have. They'd break under half the pressure you've endured. But here's the thing. You're not here for their approval. You're not here to fit into their little box, to be the version of you they think is acceptable. You're here to be real, raw, unapologetically yourself. And that's exactly what they can't stand. They wanted you small because they're afraid of what you'd become if you ever figured out your own strength. But you know now, don't you? You know what you're capable of. You know that every setback, every betrayal, every loss was building you up, making you stronger, teaching you things they could never understand. They look at you, and they see someone who refuses to give up, someone who's willing to fight for what they believe in. And they envy that, because they've spent their whole lives following the rules, staying safe, keeping quiet. But you're done being quiet. You're done playing by their rules. You've seen what's out there, what's possible, and you're not stopping till you get what's yours. They can try to tear you down, try to make you feel small, but it won't work. Because you know the truth now. You know that their opinions don't define you. Their judgments don't matter. The only thing that matters is that fire inside you, that drive, that hunger to be more, to do more, to live a life that means something. And yeah, it's gonna be tough. There'll be days when you feel like giving up, when the weight feels too heavy, when the darkness seems too deep. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you show the world what you're made of. When you stand back up, even when everything in you is screaming to stay down. That's real strength. That's what makes you unstoppable. Remember this: every time they doubt you, every time they try to make you feel small, they're just showing you how powerful you really are. They wouldn't waste their time trying to tear you down if they didn't see something in you, something they could never have. So let them talk, let them doubt. You're on a different path, a path they could never understand. And one day, when they see what you've built, what you've achieved, they'll realize they were wrong about you all along. So keep going, keep fighting, keep proving them wrong, not because you need their validation, but because you owe it to yourself to be everything they said you couldn't be. They wanted you small, but you showed them strength. And now, there's no going back. You've tasted what it's like to live free, to be your own person, to follow your own path. And that's a feeling no one can take from you. Not them, not the world, not anyone. You know, most people only see the surface. They look at someone's life, and they think they know the whole story. They think they know what you've been through, what you're feeling. But they're blind. Blind to the pain, to the struggle, to the nights you've spent lying awake, wondering if it's even worth it. They see you walking around with a little confidence, maybe a hint of defiance, and they think you're just born like that. They don't see the scars you carry, the battles you fought to get here. They don't know about the people who were supposed to have your back, the ones who left you standing alone when things got rough. Friends, family, lovers. One by one, they left you out there, telling you in 1,000 ways that you weren't enough, that you didn't matter. But you didn't give in. Every time they pushed you down, you got back up. Every time they made you feel worthless, you took that pain and turned it into fuel. You didn't just survive, you grew stronger. And that's what they don't understand. They don't know what it's like to look at yourself in the mirror and see a stranger staring back. Someone you barely recognize after everything you've been through. They don't know what it's like to build yourself back up, piece by piece. To pick up the broken parts and put them together into something unbreakable. You didn't ask for an easy life. You didn't come into this world expecting things to be handed to you. No, you've been fighting from day one. Fighting to prove yourself. Fighting to find your place. Fighting just to be seen. And every time they tried to snuff out your fire, you lit it again, brighter, hotter, until they couldn't ignore it anymore. You're a warrior, even if they can't see it, even if they refuse to see it. They tell you to stay down, to stop dreaming so big, to be satisfied with what you have. They make you feel guilty for wanting more, for daring to break free from the small, safe life they planned for you. But deep down, you know you were made for more. You feel it, don't you? That hunger, that drive, that fire that refuses to die, no matter how many times they try to stomp it out. That's the real you. That's the part of you they fear. So let them call you crazy. Let them say you're unrealistic, ungrateful, whatever words they want to throw at you to make you feel small. You're not here to play it safe, to stay in line, to be just another face in the crowd. You're here to stand out, to make noise, to shake things up. And yeah, it's gonna get ugly sometimes. People are gonna try to drag you down, tell you you're wasting your time. But remember this: nobody who ever achieved greatness did it without facing resistance. Every single person you look up to, every legend, every hero, they all had moments when the world tried to convince them they were nothing. They all had people who doubted them, who laughed at their dreams, who told them they'd never make it. But they kept going. They kept pushing. They ignored the voices telling them to quit, and they proved them all wrong. That's what you're gonna do, because you've got something they'll never have. A reason, a purpose, a fire that burns so deep it can't be put out. So here's what you do. You let them talk. You let them doubt. Let them sit on the sidelines while you go out there and make things happen. Let them waste their energy tearing you down while you're out there building something real. Something that can't be taken away. They wanted you small, but you're about to show them a strength they can't even comprehend. And when you're at the top, when you fought your way to the life you deserve, they're gonna look at you and wonder how you did it. They'll see the success, the power, the confidence, and they'll think it happened overnight. But you'll know the truth. You'll know about the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the heartbreak, the moments you nearly gave up, but didn't. You'll know that every scar, every bruise, every ounce of pain you endured was worth it. Because you didn't just survive, you became unstoppable. They wanted you small, but look at you now. You're a force of nature, a storm that can't be controlled, a fire that refuses to die. And the best part? They'll never understand how you did it. They'll never know what it took, what you had to go through, how much it hurt. But that's okay. Let them stay in the dark. Let them wonder. You're not here to explain yourself. You're here to prove them wrong, to show the world what true strength looks like. So, go out there and take what's yours. Don't wait for permission. Don't ask for approval. Just go. Go and make your mark. Go and show them all that they were wrong about you. Show them the power of someone who's been broken, beaten, betrayed, but refuses to give up. Show them that no matter how many times they try to make you small, you'll always come back bigger, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever. And when it's all said and done, when you've walked through every storm, pushed past every wall, and silenced every voice that ever told you to quit, you're going to stand there as proof. Proof that strength isn't about how you look or how much you own. Real strength is what you find when everything else is stripped away. When it's just you, facing the world head on, refusing to back down. You'll be a living testament to resilience, a reminder that nothing and no one can decide your worth but you. They'll remember you, not for the times you fell, but for the times you got back up. They'll remember the fire in your eyes, the grit in your soul, the way you took every hit, every setback, and turned it into something unstoppable. And yeah, they might still whisper, still talk behind your back, but those voices, they'll be drowned out by your victory. Because you'll have shown them all that true power doesn't come from playing it safe. It comes from risking everything for a dream only you can see. So, walk forward with your head high, with that unbreakable spirit they tried so hard to crush. Show them that you're not here to fit into their world. You're here to build your own. Every scar, every bruise, every night you spent wondering if you could keep going, they all led you here to this moment. And this is just the beginning. You've got battles left to fight, heights left to reach, and a destiny that no one else can touch. And when the dust settles, when you stand on top of everything they said you couldn't have, look back just once, not to forgive, not to regret, but to remind yourself of what you overcame. You didn't just survive, you rose. You defied every limit, broke every chain, and showed them what real strength looks like. You were born to be unstoppable, and now there's no one left who can hold you back.